Welcome to Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your channel host, GBHL James.
And finally GBHL Jamie, back in the video again.
We've missed you, Jamie.
Again, it's the Northwest Gaming Centre as well.
It is the Northwest Gaming Centre. Not that cold, actually, I have to say.
No.
Not that cold. I was even wearing a vest before.
T-shirt with it.
I've only put it on, guys, so that you don't have to suffer that. Yeah. Okay, so it's Speak Friend question. Jamie is here, which is great news. So what will happen now is, now they've seen you back, they'll ask loads of questions for you, and then you won't be here next week.
Yeah.
Now, guys, we are doing this off the phone. What happens when we do it off the phone?
Be out of order. You might not get answers. Sorry.
Yeah, you might not. Not many questions this week. Yeah. Not many questions this week. So make sure you all get answering, get back in the loop next week, guys. Okay, so the first question is from Dreadnought369. He's put, "Hello, this is my first question." Is it? I'm sure.
I thought we've had Dreadnought369.
Dreadnought, you've been here before. Don't pretend this is your first question. We're not going to do that whole "oh, you're in the loop" thing to you. You were in the loop ages ago.
I'm pretty sure you've been here before.
He's put, so I guess I'm in the loop now. Anyway, my question is, I'm creating a Rohan army.
Oh, great.
Good stuff. Joining the legions. Anyway, my question is, I'm creating a Rohan army, and I don't know which hero I should use for my army.
Oh. Brandea Maria with it.
That's it. Well done.
Yeah.
I've literally only started collecting last year, and I'm only 11. Sorry, my knowledge of the game is not great. And the thing, I don't want to use a wizard because their special abilities confuse me. Thanks, guys.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's definitely a hierarchy. This is a frequently asked question. There's definitely a hierarchy when it comes to Rohan heroes, and Jamie just said it there. First up,
Erkenbrand.
Next up,
Aomer.
Next up,
Eowyn. Or Ale, depending on your point size.
Yep, Ale is good, and then it goes sort of Marshal of the Riddermark.
Yeah.
Then start going down. Yeah, probably comes next. So yeah, definite hierarchy in there. Good luck with the Rohan army, and let us know how you get on, and make sure you ask a question next week. So next up, we've got Ross Diggle.
Ross Diggle? He says, have you missed someone up? No? Oh, we're going from the top down?
Yeah, top down.
Oh, okay, cool. In regard to my idea for the fall of Stockport, I was thinking along the lines of the fall of Gondolin. As for my question this week, do Hunter Orcs with 200 weapons still get 2 attacks if on foot? Yes, they do.
There you go, simple answer. They've been coming up for names for...
I think we should stick with Desolation of Stockport.
But what do we do with the bit after? Is it Desolation of Stockport 2015.2 or what?
The Return of the Desolation of Stockport.
There were some good ones. You did miss out. I think, did David Witter come up with the Redesolation of Stockport 2015 or something like that? You put me in such a predicament, Gibney.
I've taken the name.
You're taking the name. So yeah, we will have a think about it, and lots of interest for it as well already. Lots of people already contacting us for details. So I better get my head together.
You better write a rules spec.
I better get my head together. I might just copy my last one and just edit bits of it.
Oh great. Well, you can do the rules queries then.
Yeah, I will do. Okay, so next up we've got Ryan Hobbit Hinch. She's put, "Hi guys, I was having a think about my favourite parts of Lord of the Rings films the other day, and I love the scene in the Two Towers where Theoden and Aragorn, etc. ride out at Helm's Deep." Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. So I wanted to create a themey list based upon that scene. The army list that I've created so far is Theoden mounted with heavy armour, armoured horse and shield. Yep, that fits. Aragorn mounted and Legolas mounted, both with armour from the Fellowship list. Yep. Gimli with banner. Yeah, that fits. There are also 6 Rohan Royal Guards. Should I take throwing spears? This is almost 600 points. What do you think? Have you ever seen an army based on this theme at tournaments before? Thank you.
Other than that theme specifically, I've not seen that combination.
A lot of people like Rohan themes. You know, they seem to feature in the best parts of all of the movies. But yeah, that seems to sort of fit the theme. Would you take throwing spears if you can?
If you can fit them in, then definitely you need as much punch as you can in that foot.
Yeah, take throwing spears if you can. At least you can do a little bit of skirmishy stuff before you hit things. But let us know how you get on with that. Maybe post on the GBHL podcast Facebook page and let us know.
Oh, it's gone full screen. Lucas Whitcroft White. I'm back. Several questions this week. Firstly, does Erestor's throwing dagger count as elven blades? No, they're just throwing daggers. Secondly, who in your opinion is the worst member of the White Council? I think it's Círdan. And lastly, my friend channel has 19 subscribers. I assume he's spoken to you before about.
Oh, fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, Círdan is the worst member of the old White Council list. He's unarmed. He's defense 3 with like 2 wounds. And
he's a lovely model.
He's a cool model, but he's just not very good in game. Oh yeah, we have just posted the Eastgate scenario. It went well, but what tips could you give to make our filming and battle reports better. Thanks, Lucas. P.S. We are a channel called Wild War Gaming.
Well, I've seen Wild War Gaming comment on here before.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd agree that Kierden is the worst.
Kierden's the worst, yeah. And advice on filming and battle reports better. It's a habit you have to get into, but keeping the camera really steady.
Yes.
Because I have a terrible habit of swinging the camera around and following dice everywhere.
But that's because you're enjoying the game.
Yeah.
I've always said you film like you're playing the game, so it's a very, very different kind of effect. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just different. Yeah, I think good lighting is always good. It is worth investing in a decent camera. Having a good think about what kind of shot you want to take before you're doing it. Try not to keep the camera running for too long, because that's when that tends to happen. It's happened to me, especially if you're tired or you get to the end of the game.
Starts drooping a little bit, and you're like, oh.
And you just end up with like four to 5 minute clips at a time. Really, your clip should only be about 30 seconds long.
It should be click done. Right, what's the next thing we're doing? That keep it short and concise.
Okay, rolling this, doing rolling for sixes. Yep, that's done. Good stuff. And then move on to the next. That's probably a good bit of advice.
Mason O'Neill, a short one for you there.
Mason O'Neill, what is your favourite and least favourite of the 6 scenarios?
6.
The 6.
Oh, the
actual, yeah.
My least favourite? I think Lords of Battle. Yeah, I think either Lords of Battle or Reconnoiter, because it's so army dependent.
Yeah.
Again, just because tournaments is what we play at. If you pull an old hero in Lords of Battle, you go, well,
it's a bit grim.
Chances are I've lost this now. And if you pull, a Goblin Town army at Reconnoiter, you go, God, well, I've got my work cut out from here. It's just a bit army dependent, whereas at least the rest of them, they might be a bit, breaking general, something else. You're not as hamstrung because you pull a bad army.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of Reconnoiter for that fact. I do like Lords of Battle. I do like the idea that you're trying to strike up, sort of kill points effectively. But yeah, it can be massively unbalanced by the kind of armies that you have.
And my favourite is probably Domination.
Domination's a good one, nice and tactical. I think To the Death would be better just without banner and maybe a 25%, like the modified one.
Yeah, like they've done for Seven Stones.
Yeah, kind of like I did for the league final one as well. So yeah, the more balanced ones. I mean, in terms of actually playing with the armies that I play, I really don't. I used to really struggle at hold ground.
Yeah. And
now I'm not too bad at hold ground, but high ground I really struggle with.
Just high ground's a tough one because they're set up there.
They're there, and you've got to try and get them off that rather than.
But that's sort of good. I think it's all the uncapped ones where you can just have points for having a model on the area.
Yeah.
But not like hold ground because that's a weird setup, so it
can kind of balance it slightly.
Yeah.
And slightly balance it. But good to I think something that we will try and do sometime in the future is to try and get together and actually do sort of go through each of the scenarios and your considerations, like what to think about when you're playing the scenario, because we've always said, haven't we, that that's kind of like the next level for most players is once you've learned the game, once you learn how to use your models and how to use your army, it's about how can I win the scenario
with the song.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your question, Mason O'Neill. So next up you've got Sebastian Avery. I've not heard that name before.
Before Legolas and Gimli left to go to the Undying Lands, Gimli settled in the Glittering Caves with dwarves and Legolas with wood elves in Ithilien. My question is, when climbing ladders, can pikes and spears support each other? It must have been references to it. He must have commented before.
Yeah, I think I think we got. Did we get a question? Oh no! Someone was looking to do a Ithilien themed list, and then they started saying, "So I want to put Legolas in it." And I was like, "Why would you put Legolas in an Ithilien themed list?" And they were going for a fourth age.
Yeah. Jeez. It's just making reasons to say cheese, really, isn't it? It's like a Greenfields army. 52 hobbits and 16 Rangers of the North.
Yeah.
It's definitely themed, but it's also really cheesy.
I was saying,
I
didn't really know enough about the fourth age, really, like what goes on afterwards.
When climbing ladders, can pikes and spears support each other troops? I'd say no, because they're not in base to base, they're in sort of suspended animation.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my first time commenting, by the way.
What does he have to do, Jamie?
You have to comment every single week now that we answer your question.
Because you are
in the loop.
Woohoo!
I think that Legolas moved to Ithilien because it was so close to that harshness of Harad and Mordor, yet stayed so beautiful, and it was close to the sea, which all elves desire.
Interesting.
You've got Quinn Duggan and an army list.
He's put another army list from the James Slayer. What are you talking about, Quinn? You've never ever beaten me 4 times, ever. So your army list is Knight of Umbar and Fellbeast. It's good. 3 Serpent Riders. You got the Golden King. It's good. 4 Watchers with bow. 2 Merchant Guard.
Yeah, the fat guys.
Oh right, okay.
Merchant Guard of Bracken. Yeah.
6 Serpent Guards, support them. Yeah. Taskmaster with same as the above, and then a Harad King or Chieftain with Horse and War Spear with the same as above.
That's good. Good list.
It's a really good list, Queen. I won't be playing you with that. You beaten me with a lot worse list than that before. Sorry, not beaten me with worse list than that. You put, or I could drop the Serpent Riders, take any of the named raves and have a fully kitted out Mahud King leading the last warband or Suladan. Might be worth it actually. It basically wants to, if he takes out the 3 Serpent Riders, he could have basically upgrade the Harad King or Chieftain to like a Mahud King or Suladan.
Mahud King, yeah, do that. Mahud King on Camel, definitely worth it.
That will be more effective in the game than 3 Serpent Riders.
Yeah, kill more than they will.
Do you recommend mixed war bands, or do you think I should go max bows with the Watchers and no Merchant Guard?
Oh no, mixed warbands. So keep your Merchant Guard in there. Definitely, they'll give you a punch.
Yeah.
Whereas your bows can falter one game and will do nothing. Whereas having them in there gives you. What you got?
I think what he means is like, would you put all of the archers in one war band, or you put all the?
No, because you can maximise on Watchers if he doesn't take the Merchant Guard, because it's the Harad list. If he doesn't take them, then he can go 50-50.
No. I don't think he means about not taking the Abakan Guard. I think he means should I put the Watchers in one warband on their own and then have a warband of Merchant Guard and then have a warband of the Serpent Guard or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, should he mix up his warbands so they can? Would they be more effective on their own, or more effective mixed up like he's done there?
So I just see what you mean. No, keep them mixed. That way you spread your bows out, I think.
Yeah. We do that.
Mixed warbands.
You mix your warbands with your wood elves?
Yeah. 4 with bow, 2 with blades, 3 blades.
Just gives you a bit more flexibility.
2 court, yeah.
I do the same with the Rohan, so I won't have like a warband of Sons of Ale or a warband of Riders of Rohan. I'll
just mix it up.
Have a complete one.
So you're still getting that many shots. It might not be all at one target, but you probably will get there with 24-inch range.
A bit more flexibility. So thanks very much for that, Quinn. Next up we got Sackbot 10.
So hi guys, my question this week is who would you rather have leading army, Gondor, Boromir or Aragorn? Both from the Fellowship. Thanks.
Ooh.
So let's say you've got some small troops and you're taking one of them. Well, yeah, if you've got the points, Aragorn, because he's got fate, he's leading the force. And
so he's in the right places.
Mighty hero. Incredible for the end game.
Yeah, I think from the Fellowship, Aragorn is much better than Fellowship Boromir. Although Fellowship Boromir is so much fun.
Yeah, he is good fun.
He's a hand grenade of a hero. You chuck him in there, he will die at some point. If you're up against magic, then he's a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so one turn through
his fire.
Yeah, Bowfire is all his
Bowfire. It's like, no, don't die to shooting. It's like
some cheap ranger gets a 6.
It's like that wonderful part in the Amon Hen scenario that we filmed down in London.
Yeah.
And then
every time Lurtz, it's like
Kieran's trying to shoot him with Lurtz's bow to get the moment from the movies, as it were. So yeah, I think we both go for Strider. Strider's very good. Although that's an interesting question. Let's say you were doing the same, leading an army of Gondor. Would you go for Boromir,
Captain the White Tower, or Aragorn from the Fellowship?
Yeah.
Who would you go for then?
Captain White Tower's very good, isn't he?
Horse and lance, and shield, and defense 7.
Yeah. Captain the White Tower's
because they're about the same points.
Yeah.
That's a better comparison than going Aragorn King versus Boromir. Because it's Boromir all day long.
Yeah. Because Aragorn King's too expensive for what it does.
Boromir or Aragorn from the Fellowship. Boromir Captain the White Tower. That's a good comparison.
That is a good comparison. It's a much better comparison.
Boromir all day long for me.
Yeah, I think he more reliably is going to do more and more games more reliably. Whereas Aragorn, I love Aragorn. I love using him. He's so much. He's fun to use as well.
It's free.
It's such a pain.
Free heroic combat. Oh, take a shot.
It's board control.
Yeah.
There's so much board control, especially when they're not getting might. It's great.
I'll move first.
Keep him alive until they've used all the might, and you're in a good position most of the time. So yeah, that's a much better comparison, I think. Okay, so next up we got Nomagestus. He's put, hello guys, my questions for this week. Number 1, are there any scenes from the books that you would have loved to have seen in the movies? I think scenes like the Fog on the Barrow Downs and the Fellowship fighting Wilds before they enter Moria.
I think Fog on the Barrow Downs and Tom Bombadil was not needed. It was long enough as it was. That's a completely unneeded part of the story.
Yeah, I can see why it's not in. I mean,
It'd be cool to see, but I don't think it benefits the story in any sense besides them getting their weapons.
yeah, and explaining why the sword,
Damages the Witch King.
yeah,
You know,
why Mary's sword.
about 1,000 pages later.
Exactly.
It's a very
And even that is a very tedious link,
Yeah.
working out why that happens.
it was a blade that did it in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Westernese.
So yeah, that's
That's right. I think the wargs attacking them would be cool, but you've got a warg attack later on anyway, so cinematically you're just repeating the same action sequence. Scouring of the Shire, if it came out as like a extra hour-long
As a
mini
supplement.
yeah.
rather than it being tagged on the end, because that would be too. That I mean,
They're like, oh
they had
god,
a lot of endings.
they
in
finally
it.
made it home. Oh no, they've not.
Oh no.
Oh god, there's another battle.
I think what I would have liked to have seen is instead of the whole sort of Army of the Dead solves everything ending, I would have much preferred to see the passing of the Grey, so the Grey Company coming down, the 30 Dunedain, and then also the collection of the fiefdoms.
Yeah.
So Dol Amroth and
Even if you had sort of, as we know them, the Knights of Glamroth and Imrahil, if you just have them charging around, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
Because
that's what Aragorn does. He goes around and he builds up.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't just go and get this army of the dead. He builds up elite, and I think that would have been a much better ending in a lot of ways for the Battle of Pelennor, rather than just green wave comes over. This battle's going on a bit too long. Yeah, let's just end it. Let's just get this green ghostly tide over. Okay, he's got a second question. But do you know why the Fellowship Boromir has no fate at all?
he dies. as Plantis say, spoilers.
Yeah. Other heroes also die in the book or movies have at least 1 point of fate. I'm talking about the likes of Haldir, Elendil, Gil-galad and Halbrand with 1 point of fate.
All 2 wounds though.
That's true. So it balances out. So he's got 0 fate.
So 0 fate, but he definitely has 3 wounds. They have 2 wounds and maybe the 3rd.
Yeah, I think it's better to have
3.
Have 3.
You've definitely taken 2 wounds and are living rather than taking 2 and maybe dying.
Yeah, so it's better that way around, I would say. But as every week, greetings from Germany and thank you for all the great content.
Guten Tag.
Absolutely.
Most un-German.
Good night.
Guten Tag, good day.
Guten Tag.
Guten Nacht. Is
Oh,
good
okay.
night.
There you go, showing my ignorance from my German. Although I did try some German last week. Apparently, we've got lots of German subscribers.
Oh.
Apparently so.
Oh, of course. Well, they've got the HTCL.
Hobbit Tabletop Liga.
Yeah.
That's right.
HTL.
That's the one. That's the one. Okay, so next up we've got Mark Furness, 19 Mark F91.
Hi, Mark. Hey guys, an exhaustion spell runs out when the model is reduced to 0 will. Saruman's Terrifying Aura is an exhaustion spell. Would this spell stop working when Saruman is reduced to 0 will, or when he's reduced to 0 will plus his staff has been broken? Thanks guys, and happy Stretchy Bell gaming. It will be when his store is at 0, and then he gets his free one to cast a spell each turn.
So there you go, definitive answer there. So next up we've got Ben Rabbiotti. I'll just try and do an accent just to... Rabbiotti. There we go. I have a question. Is there any way the league will ever expand towards the West Midlands, somewhere in the centre of the UK? We're in the centre of the UK.
It's all over the UK.
Stockport is right in the centre of the UK.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Or is it Preston that's in the centre of the UK?
Nottingham's more central.
No, but in the UK, like if you're talking about northern tip of Scotland and stuff. Yeah,
Well,
there are tournaments.
Are they going to be in the UK for much longer?
There are tournaments in the Midlands. I mean, if you want to get involved in the Great British Hobbit League, then you've got to be prepared to travel for an hour at the bare minimum.
An hour, yeah.
Because you've got tournaments in Mansfield, that's not too far away. You've got tournaments in Nottingham. You've got tournaments. Them 2 places that I just said. We're not too far away.
No, it'd be worth making the journey up for us. And if you ever can, trains aren't too bad to go down south.
No, definitely not. Do try and get to the tournaments. But if you want to set up a tournament, then speak to league coordinator Thomas Harrison.
Yeah, it's all taken up this year, but get them in for next time.
Next up, we've got Jeremy Smith.
Oh, Eagle.
What was it?
Hello, SBG friends. I'm asking my question right away while watching, as to not miss the loop.
You're right.
If Batman was transported to Middle-earth, what faction would he join?
Awesome.
He wouldn't join a faction.
No,
He'd start his own one.
Stand alone.
Yeah. What would his stat line
By
be?
that we mean Rohan, of course.
Nah, he wouldn't even join Rohan. He'd beaten Greenwood up a long time ago. What would his stat line be?
Where is she? He knew it was coming, that's why I was groaning.
This is why I don't speak for the question anymore. What would his stat line be?
I think it'd be good.
He'd be fight 6. In the current scaling of everything, definitely fight 6. You know,
In the current scaling?
Yeah,
In the old scaling, he'd be fight 6. In the new scaling, I think he'd be fight
7 maybe.
Yeah. He'd have some decent throwing weapons.
Yeah. What special rules?
He'd be defense 7 because he's got some kind of like Kevlar plating armour all over him.
That's 7. 3 attacks, 3 wounds.
He can fly or glide. He can glide.
Well, that's what fly is.
Yeah.
Fly is just a movement. But no, because you have to start from height to glide.
He can glide once he's climbed up something.
Yeah.
Because that'll happen in game.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah.
Come up a tree, fly off it. What's that be? What special rules?
He can never kill. He's got a rule, hasn't he? He can't kill. So he can only paralyse. It's like a form of paralyse.
When he takes someone that, he can only paralyse.
When he wounds them, they count as being paralysed.
But wubba 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 gabba gabba hey.
I've got no idea what that means, Jeremy Smith. You American, you!
Crazy. Go have a cheeky Nando's.
Go have a cheeky Nando's. Trending on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, next up we've got Acron39. But hi guys, sorry if this comment is a bit late. No, near late. Got your food. It's Jay Finnegan, everybody. He's brought us supplies. Okay, he's been very busy with GCSEs starting last week. Acron, you doing your GCSEs? Acron come to our tournament, didn't he?
He did.
He did. Are you doing GCSEs? I didn't realise you were 16. Question 1 is Game of Thrones and Vikings are both well through their new series. I need to get up to scratch with Vikings. Have you managed to keep up to date with them both? And what do you think of them so far this year round?
Vikings is really good. I've not watched any Game of Thrones yet.
I'm not up to the latest series of Vikings. I've completed the first series, I believe, if I remember rightly.
Got 2 more to do.
We've got 2 more series to do. Are we on series 4 now? Series 3.
Series 3 just finished.
Oh, it's just finished, right, so we've got 2 more to do.
Yeah, watch out for spoilers.
We'll keep an eye out. But Game of Thrones is alright. Stuff's happening now in Games of Thrones that isn't in the books, like massively.
I've heard that.
And that's... I'm not sure whether that's a good thing. As someone who found the books before TV series, it's slightly annoying me that I'm not going to have the same experience reading the books unless the books are different.
Yeah.
You know, whether the movie's been given license to take it whichever way they want.
They have.
They have. Because stuff's happening now which doesn't make sense. I mean, spoilers.
What, but...
In fact, no, I'm not going to say anything else.
Don't spoil it for me. What are you doing?
I just realised what I was doing there. Yeah, anyway, it's good. Yeah, it's alright. I'm just a little bit thing about stuff's happening that I've not read in the books yet. And then other things haven't happened yet, so it's just a bit weird. Also, you get asked sometimes about Game of Thrones SBG. Yeah, we got asked that, and I said it was probably an Speak Plain Question FAQ, a sense possible FAQ in our future, along with where to get the GBHL dice. Yeah, that's a really common question at the moment. But what do you think about a Vikings themed SBG, as it's already quite skirmishy and could lend itself well to Saga?
You got Saga. Saga will do it.
I know what you mean. The actual strategy battle gaming system would work quite well.
It will. Yeah. You just take the models, have them as individual characters.
Yep.
I've got that Viking Fury game that picks up down at.
Yes, you do.
What was it? What was it called?
Selwick,
that's it. And there are systems already out there for sort of Dark Ages.
Hopefully, Saga will come soon.
Yeah, once you paint them up.
I do. Well, now that my Sons of Ale are 99.99% done, I've got some Rivendell Nights to do for nowhere. Yep. And which I'm excited about. And then yeah, that's next.
Yeah.
My problem's been clipping all of those little foot connectors off, rather than just. I should have just played over them somehow, smoothed over.
Green stuff.
That'd have been much clever. Okay, because I can't really think of the third question, I'll just re-ask last week's general info question due to Jamie not being there and James not being able to remember. If you can't 2 weeks in a row, then I'm afraid you've let all your Romies down. Yeah, my head was in the right place. James, what is the name of Aeon's sword? It is Guthwine. It's Guthwine. They asked me last week, you know, when you're just like.
I know it, but I can't say it.
And I was like, it will come to me during the thing, and then I forgot. Jamie, if you're here, if not, I'll ask it next week. Where in the lore does Legolas get the name Greenleaf from? And then he put PS. Now I know that he...
Sorry. I don't know.
You don't know? There you go. He doesn't know. Maybe tell him, Aktham. And then I did a quote. I said something along the lines of variety is the spice of SBG, and I think he's sort of taking a mickey out of me. So it's almost as good as me saying that, was it plasticine was like, or blue tack was primitive magnets or something. Some of the rubbish that comes out of my mouth. So next up, we've got Ben Shaw.
Ben Shaw. Oh, from
Beast of War.
Beast of War, Brennan. Been a while, but got a question. If Games Workshop dropped the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit license later down the line, and another games company picked up the property, changing the game mechanics into something new, would you play the new game, or would you keep the tried and tested GW game? Well, answer that one first.
I do like the system of SBG. It's very
SBG
good.
works, so I'll probably keep that and keep the rule books, but I definitely play the new Lord of the Rings and see how it was. Depends how it goes. If it goes to like a mass battle, say like fantasy, I'd probably steer a bit clear of it.
Yeah, you like skirmish games.
It works well, and it's what I like about it.
Yeah.
If I wanted to get into that, I'd play Kings of War or something. So.
Yeah.
Incidentally, as a secondary point on this, what mechanics would you like to see put into a new version of the game if it came to that?
New mechanics. We've always said we would like the fight value to be rescaled.
Yeah, if you're keeping the sort of same structure, rescale the fight value, so that things aren't so jammed up around about 3 and 4, even 5. Mechanics in game. Bring in sort of so that big leaders like Aragorn can take more troops in their warband. And like,
So you've got like an influence or something.
yeah, so like maybe Aragorn could take maybe 20, and Baragon could take 6. That kind of stop the spamming of small heroes and then push the numbers up.
I'd agree with that. Like, yeah, having like an influence stat, which was the amount they can take in a warband. I think that's a really good idea. That'd be good.
Maybe having
Ironing out some of these weapon strikes a little bit.
just
Little tweaks like that.
Maybe just get rid of weapon strikes entirely. I think the game needs it particularly.
I do like it as a layer. They're just a little bit off. They're not far off being good.
I think it'd be good in your list building. I think the list building would be the thing that's changed for me.
Yeah.
So like from a faction, you can have certain characters that can be the general.
Yeah.
So you can't take Legolas and Thranduil and have Legolas your general. If you've got them both,
There's some kind of hierarchy. If
Thranduil will be the general.
So maybe that could be down to the, let's say that you had this influence stat or whatever. The highest influence must be your general.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Should we just rewrite the game? We've pretty much done it.
Because I mean, if you're taking Aragorn and Legolas, Aragorn's your general, not Legolas sat at the back shooting at the board.
Yeah. Yeah. Change up some of the basic scenarios a little bit.
Oh, scenarios get rewritten with it.
Yeah.
But game mechanics, I think that's those ones.
I think the big one is the fight value rescaling, just so that you can fit more stuff in there, and it sorts out things like heroic strike a little bit more.
And that's me fired. Your shot.
Yeah, I think as well just
And if you please.
what's to say remove some special rules from people, but then you just get stat lines. So special rules are interesting.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So there you go. That's some of the things that we would do.
Good question.
Nice. Yeah, good to have you back, Beast of War, Brennan. And then oh, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we've got Josh Bejon. He's put, "Hey guys, hope you're having a great week and a good day." Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're playing lots of games, aren't you? Yeah, you enjoying yourself?
It's Guild Ball. Some Guild Ball TV recorded.
Guild Ball TV coming soon. It looks really cool. I'm looking forward to being taught the game. The game mechanics itself seem pretty straightforward and interesting, tactical. The complicated things are the Pokemon cards, remembering what's on them and what they do by the looks of it. So expect that soon. Looking forward to that. You put. I was wondering if you had to compose a force to kill Smaug, who would you choose and why?
Double dragon. Double dragon. I take on the big dragon.
It's your opportunity.
Breathe fire.
Yeah.
Breathe fire. Kill the dragon with breathe fire. Actually, I was actually looking because I was thinking, about the thing we're doing in September.
Oh yeah, the thing.
Because that size is 700 points.
Yeah.
So a Smaug could be there. So you can be ready for Smaug. Someone will take Smaug. So I was thinking, if you took Floy, he can negate some of his special rules. It's like the ones where I think the one that says you can't be moved and can't be trapped is all wrapped up in one special rule.
Oh, is it?
So if you took Floy and a wizard, you'd be like, Floy negates that. Come closer, swarm him with dwarves, piercing strike, just do it. Trap him and get Dwalin in there, heroic strike, get past 5. You could do it. Maybe not 20 in a turn.
I would say 20 in a turn's the hard thing. You can maybe do it in 2 turns.
I don't know, with +1 to wound, his defense 9, so 4s, going up to 7s, need 6s, down to 5s. You trap him, get sort of 20 guys on him or so maybe.
20 guys. So you
Well, I've got 300 points.
No, they're not quite there, but you got heroes in there.
get heroes in there.
But then it's doable.
Are you really thinking of sort of just in
Well,
case
for my
Smaug?
force, I am thinking Smaug. How do I deal with Smaug?
What you could do is we could paint up my Smaug
Take
that
Smaug.
lives at yours. You take Smaug.
Or double dragon.
Double Dragon. I'm looking forward to seeing this Double Dragon in action.
It'd be amazing.
Doubles, we're looking forward to doubles
Yeah.
down in Finchley.
One more week.
One more week, yeah. I wasn't expecting to be able to go to this.
No,
I got a pass.
last minute. I know.
I got a pass. Well, Damien had told me, they did say, listen, we've not got anybody to fill this spec. I think they would have filled it now actually, because a couple of people really late have sort of said that they want to. But don't tell Jane, because I've said, listen, they really need it. And to be fair, after you guys got us
The hats, yeah.
the Disney Mr. and Mrs. hats, I think Jane would say yes to anything from any of you guys. So she was like, oh, well, I suppose they're nice guys, they got us those hats. So there you go, that's your way to get around Jane, buy her a Disney hat. Which were awesome, by the way. They were really awesome, we were really, really grateful for those. So, yes. But also, as a suggestion, I'd be quite keen to see a Who Would Win playlist series. Like an idea of like a Who Would Win
Any of the UDs,
2 heroes,
I
just
will
fight
have
off.
got one of if I haven't got any of the multiples.
Yeah, Middle-earth's Deadliest Hero.
I might have been fairness if they're Imperial.
Wasn't Middle-earth's Deadliest Hero though?
From factions and gladiatorial fights.
Gladiatorial fights, wasn't it? And like scaling it down, so like there was a certain bit. But like Who Would Win would be like, who would win?
They're worth taking if they're
Aragorn
Imperial.
versus Azog. You know what I mean? Content.
5-minute videos.
5-minute videos.
Just rolling dice.
Just think how many we could do if we just managed to meet at once. we still need to do our Mordor.
3 peoples and Mordor.
3 Peoples and Mordor. We'll wait until after next week.
Oh, we can see whilst we're out there.
If you need it, knock it on.
Yeah, that'd be
done.
good. That'd be good. We'll see what we can do.
Staying at Damien and Tom's on the front.
You are.
See if we can get some stuff done then.
I think I'm going to try and get in with Jay on the night before, and then with Damien and Tom on the night during.
Yeah, well, they're
Save me travelling down on Sunday morning.
they're at the Chumley Lodge.
That's right. Yes. Okay, so next up we've got Lord Lex.
Lord Lex, he says, hey James and possibly Jamie, I'm here. I recently completed a marathon of all 6 Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films, and I'm sad I have nothing else Tolkien to watch. So I looked up rumours on possible Silmarillion movie and found out that the Tolkien estate will never let Peter Jackson get his hands on the rights.
Yeah, I don't
The
think
Silmarillion.
it wouldn't make a good movie. I don't know.
My question is, what if they sold the rights to another director or company like HBO and we had a Silmarillion TV show? Do you think they will be better than a movie? Or should it be left alone and let in our imagination and never be made into cinema? Thanks guys.
I think as fans we'd always like to see something, but it's just whether
Silmarillion's such an epic. I mean, I know they said about Lord of the Rings, it could never be made into a movie, and it was. So probably will eventually, once they've rebooted everything, do Silmarillion. And I think it will work better as a TV show than a movie.
I think it would work better as I think a TV show would work better than sort of one movie called The Silmarillion, because that would never work, because it spans just across too much time,
too many characters,
too much going on. It's a history, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you had sort of a series like Silmarillion Series 1 that was sort of 10 episodes or so and did 10 of the stories, and then you just 10 chapters of the stories, and you focus on one. You've done it. Move to the next
story. Yeah, I think that's what you need to do. You have to focus on a story. because there's so many stories within the Silmarillion, and you just focus on one of those and turn that into a movie or into a TV series. I think that would work best.
Expand that a bit more than the Silmarillion has. You can bring in other factions, other elves,
Yeah, I would agree with that. So like, so Children of Húrin, for example, would make a good movie on it as a standalone. You couldn't make a Silmarillion movie. I don't think.
or in TV series. Yeah.
Okay, so next up we've got Samuel Taylor. Hey, skipped a week, but back now. Good that you're back in the loop. Great video last week. I have been having a bit of trouble with understanding the forest rules for SBG. Okay. Also, I can't find them in the rulebook. So I'm guessing he's coming from a different war game, probably.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, so I've had this come up a few times where we'll be playing a game using the Citadel Forest, and my opponent might say, okay, I'm going to charge through the forest, and because this is a forest, I can move the trees around to make room for models.
No.
Done in a Warhammer Fantasy type of way. No, you can't do that.
No.
They are immovable objects. They are trees rooted into the ground.
With sort of fancy stuff, it's area terrain. Your force will find a way through. With SBG, because it is skirmish and it's not formations, they're all there, and that is there.
Yeah.
So that tree is in the way. Trees never make way for anyone.
Other opponents say that the trees are where they are, and the ground is simply difficult terrain.
That's correct.
That's correct. So this is a tree. You cannot go through that tree. You cannot physically walk around it. You can go around it. However, if that tree is on a base like this, there we go, with a few of them, then you could say at the start of the game, this is woodland terrain, which of course there are penalties for that. So check out woodland terrain. It'll be under woodland terrain in the rulebook.
Yeah, you can't move the trees, everything's where it is.
Also, how does shooting into and out of a forest work? Thanks, from Eastern Canada. Thank you very much.
It's not area terrain. I know a lot of people play it that if you're in a wood you get a 4 cover save.
Do they?
Not as many as used to. It used to be a rule. Not a rule, but a sort of quick play rule.
Okay.
It's true line of sight for Lord of the Rings, so if it's not blocked, you got a clear line of sight. There's no shooting penalties.
So, to demonstrate, you're firing at someone who's there. They're in the wood there. Okay, and you can see them
through it,
right through it. And he stood on it, but you've got a clear line of sight. None of him is obstructed by any trees or anything. You can hit him. However, if he's slightly behind here, he's partially obscured, then he will get a 4+ in the way. And then check out the in the way part of the rules. So yeah, that was he's from Eastern Canada. And next up we've got the Norwegian Viking himself, Andreas.
Hi guys, keeping up with the loop from my vacation here in lovely Prague. Yes, the Vikings have invaded. Had a funny incident at a Prague movie theatre you might have read about, Dubakar.
Hang on. Had a funny incident in a Prague movie. Researcher, get on it. Check. Google. Incident at Prague movie theatre.
Cheers.
Jay knows on it.
Dubakar is what he says after, so I assume it's related to some maybe fight or something.
Fight? Headbutting?
On to my question. Would you guys be chuffed if I borrowed the speak friend in question? Oh, chuffed is, I assume maybe miffed.
Chuffed meaning good.
Chuffed is good. If I borrowed the speak friend in question from my Norwegian SBG YouTube channel, thought my community might benefit from that. I post 2 videos a week and look for ways to make new content. All the best from your favourite Viking. I'm of course from Norway, he says.
So you mean like share our video on your channel, or do you mean use like the Q&A format? Because you are free to do whatever you want on your channel. Maybe come up with a different name. That's ours.
Well, you just be a question, but Norwegian, we'd never know.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, if you want to do like your own Q&A on your show, then definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to get community interaction on the channel.
Yeah, I was talking last week about how these kind of shows are, even though they're not watched as much as like Battle Royale, of course, these shows are the cornerstone of the channel because it's an opportunity for us to get to know these guys, them to get to know us. Ultimately, this is a personality thing as much as anything else. So yeah, if you want to do that, do it, buddy. If you want to share our video on your channel, you can do that as well. That's absolutely fine. We do that sometimes with some of our sponsored videos.
Yeah, or just videos that are cool.
Yeah, videos that are cool. I love it. Why? Which one of the GBHL hosts is watching Taylor Swift music videos?
Me. Is it a search history? What recommended?
It's dead funny. I go on there. I have to admit, I'm the one watching Bro Science.
Yeah. Well, like wrestling videos.
No, I don't watch wrestling.
Oh, okay. They've been on there in the past. Or like UFC.
Oh yeah, I watch mixed martial arts videos. That's me.
Taylor Swift.
You're Taylor Swift. Minecraft.
That's me as well, yeah.
Is that you?
Yogscast.
Civilization's you.
Me, yeah.
I thought Taylor Swift might be Damien.
Nah, it's me.
Is that you? Yeah, she's
Guilty pleasure.
She's got 8. We've all got our guilty pleasures, trust me. What other ones are there on there? There's something.
There's just so much weird stuff.
It's dead fun. It's such an eclectic sort of mix of GBHL host taste. Because the thing is, when I log onto
It
YouTube,
logs you in as the GBHL podcast, so I'm like, I'll just stay with it.
you just stay on there. Like, I don't change it to any of my others. Like, yeah, I'm on it. So I'll be on there and be like, oh, I wonder if Bro Science is part of a thing. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's mega funny for a gym person. It's really funny. But then it's really interesting just seeing what everyone's been watching. I was like, who's been watching Taylor Swift music videos? We'll have to give you guys a rundown. Okay, so next up we've got Dr. Dan. He's put, hi gents, been out of the loop for a little while, so I have a couple of questions to make up for it. Good stuff, good to hear. He's put, is there a saga bat rep on the way?
When he gets his painted and stuff.
That's my fault.
Unless Jay wants to do a song about it with me.
You can do it, you got your stuff painted up, haven't you? That's good. So you've got to fight each other, and then the winner gets to get on the ship over to England. Come and take on the Anglo-Saxons. You might see Jay Finnegan in a few because he seems to be very available for like battle reports and stuff. And he's got everything. He's got every system, every model.
As well.
You must have a room just for dice now, by the way. You've got so many different dice. It's nice. It's good. Very good. So yeah, maybe do one with Jay. Show off the game. Got quite interested with James's unboxing, although Jamie's didn't seem that enthused whilst painting.
Oh, that's because it was just like I'm just going to get them done. Yeah. It wasn't and I'm going to paint these because I want to enjoy the painting thing. I was like, I just want to get them done, and then because they've been sat on my computer desk, base coated for
a long time. They were there for a long time.
And they like every time I look at them, I'm like, I'm not painting you. I'm not painting you. Right, I'll just do it.
I was saying this to somebody the other day because I think I was getting some comments on my hobby vlog for the Sons of Ale, and I said, like, I was in a period before the Free Hunters, where like we used to say, like, people would say, oh, do you prefer hobby or do you like the gaming? And because I'd got to a point after painting all that Rohan where I stopped enjoying painting completely because I felt like I was painting because I had to get it ready to go to tournaments. It was a chore. Whereas I've sort of rediscovered the hobby side of it and sort of enjoying. Yeah, that's right. You've now got a virus. I've now rediscovered like the hobby side of it, so I'm actually enjoying painting things at my leisure. Not feeling like I have to, but we've got an awful lot to get through, which is the tough thing. And he's put, which reminds me, how has Guild Ball played, Jamie?
Fantastic, and you'll see it on Guild Ball TV.
Yeah, we've actually got a Guild Ball board right in front of us now, and loads of Jay Finnegan's Guild Ball models, which are looking good. Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? See what I mean?
Yeah.
He's cool. Dude from Gangs of New York down there.
Yeah.
It looks like a cool game. It looks like a really cool game. Looking forward to being taught to play it. Also, what are your thoughts on Wood Elf Sentinels?
They're good. They're good. 25 points.
You like them? What song did they sing?
Eldemar Madrigal.
I love it when he says it. It's like Hobbit SBG porn. He's put, are they seen at a lot of tournaments? How effective do you think? Don't see them.
You don't see them a lot. They're expensive for what they are. They're 25 points for a 1 women's 3 defense 3 model, and with Hurl being so sort of available, they're quite easy to take out.
Yeah.
However, they can be amazing. You know, if you do pull that Troller's Courage 2, or leave less or a little bit more, 6 inches out of the line, swamping with a hero there and then.
Yeah.
And they can't do anything to stop it. They can be really good.
You seem to see them sort of, if you do see them,
they hang around.
You get like one in. You
get like
one or two, maybe maximum.
Usually one.
It's usually one, isn't it?
One that will sit with Legolas, shooting with him at something, and when stuff gets close, he's magic.
Just a quick question about Battle Companies. Is there a second season en route?
It's in the pipelines, but we just need to do it.
We've got so much stuff to do.
We just need time. Time is the big factor for us, I think.
Yeah, we have been struggling for time, getting together and stuff. What we both need to do really is to quit our work.
Yeah, just do it.
And just do this full time. So if anybody would like to get together with another 8,000 people and donate
Like tenner each.
tenner each.
10 grand? No, it's not enough. So
10 grand a month.
Oh, a month?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
10
easy,
grand a
easy.
month.
5 grand each.
Yeah, that's right. Could do that. Could do that. So yeah, but even getting a full day is really tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough. But we would like to. We'd like to do more. Why did you decide not to use the faction special rules for heroes in Battle Companies?
Oh, because they have to. They don't just get them straight away. They have to earn them.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think in the next season I've said we're just going to have them.
Yeah.
But I think you have to earn them, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay. So like, if you're Rohan, you can get certain special rules. If you're
Yeah.
Rohan.
So I think it's like the one that jumps from the two that I can remember without looking at it are the Dunlendings. I've got something like Kill the Strawheads.
What?
Yeah, I know. The Dunlendings want to kill Rohan.
What?
FYI.
Who are these people?
And they do double wounds against. I know. So they on a 4+ they don't get knocked down.
Oh, okay.
It's like charging cavalry. So it's sort of that.
That's totally broken. I'm not playing Battle
And then
Companies.
Army of Thror, they get, I think it's an extra D3 gold at the end of each game that has to be spent there and then you can't save it up.
Well, that's cool.
So yeah,
That's quite cool.
but it's like unmeasurable wealth or something.
I'll have a little look at that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next Battle Company. It was good fun. It was nice. It was nice for me because obviously you did all of the work and I just turned up and was like, so what are we doing?
Got to play some games.
Got to play some games and just film and be like, you know, it was fun.
But
Silly
again,
fun.
because we want all 4 of us in it, we need to sort of try and work it
There has to be a
around
plan.
a plan that, you know.
If there's a plan that needs making, I think that we should leave it to Tom and Damien.
Yeah.
I think they're better planners than us.
They have agendas and things.
They do. They have agendas. They have like board meetings and things. You know. So anyway, next up we've got Jonathan Mack.
Jonathan Mack, he says, I thought long and hard about the deadliest warband I can come up with. It's one. So the filthiest warband he can come up with is 1 Lake Town Militia Captain, 12 Lake Town Militia with shield and spear, absolute filth.
Pay to win.
Pay to win Lake Town. I'll skip on as well.
Yeah.
Yam Cider, he says, I've recently watched the DCHL Uses for Useless videos, Useless Models videos, featuring Dwarf Rangers, and ordered my first box of Iron Guard. Were they that awful that you just didn't want them? This got me thinking that the Rangers could be possibly used like Iron Guard if they were given the Iron Hills upgrade and throwing axes. They will be 3 points cheaper and gain a shoot value, but lose out on 1 attack. They'd be 3 points cheaper. I was wondering your thoughts on this. Keep up the good work. By the way, I'm from Minnesota, USA.
Minnesota.
So, if you had a 12-point Ranger with a throwing axe who is strength 4, they are defense 5, they lose an attack, they lose a defense and an attack, but get the shoot value. That's not worth it.
No.
Pay the 3 points.
And having an extra attack is the big thing with Iron Guard.
Yeah.
You know, 2 attack models, it is worth more than 1 point.
And of course the Iron Guard's got the option to feint as well.
Yeah.
They keep that option.
And they can pierce strike if they want.
Strike villain, yeah.
Pierce strike.
They've got both options. The good ones.
So yeah, you don't tend to see too much of that other combination that you said. It's
What
more-
I'd do is, if you have Rangers, is to keep them 7 points and cheap, and just piercing strike with them.
Yeah.
They've got low defence, you might as well keep them really cheap and just hoard them up and throw them in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So next up we've got Matthew Ridgely. Hey guys, another boring list question, but what do you
I'm
think?
dodging them this week.
You're doing well, what's going on?
3 of them I've dodged.
Unbelievable. It's for you though. It says going for a themed Lothlorien list, so hopefully Jamie is there too.
Oh,
Where's
okay.
critique? He's got Kelleborn, fully
It's
armed.
an awful list. terrible.
Kelleborn's not seen that much in...
No, I've used him, he was awful.
Was it?
Yeah.
What makes him awful? He's quite expensive.
He's expensive for what he is. He's 150 points, he can't be mounted. His spells, he's got Immobilise and Awe of Command. Awe of Command's wasted because it's elves. Immobilise is cool, but you sort of
What does he do Immobilise on?
3+. 3 will. He's only fight 6. He's strength 4. He's got 3 attacks, 3 wounds, 3 through 3.
Yes, he's just a bit of a...
He's a big hero, but he's not got anything special.
Too
about
expensive for what he does.
Yeah, 150 points. He'd take Glorfindel on horse
Would you take him if he was 125?
with all his gear. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Oh, still Gladriel, 130 points. for Magic Gladriel. No, she's well getting taken over him.
Very interesting. Okay, so he's destroyed your list on the first bit
Sorry.
there. Fully armed, leading 12 Haldir's Elves, sword and shield.
Yep.
Then he's got Galadriel and 7 Haldir's Elves with bow.
Yep.
And in Haldir, armour and bow with 7 Wood Elves with bow. Rumil with 7 guards of the Galadriel court and the Galadriel banner bearer. 800 points, 14 bows. Wanting to use my metal Haldir's Elves. They are some of my favourite models, but they don't seem very competitive. Cheers, guys.
If that's the theme you're going for, Kellen Celeborn will work in that because you've got all the names Lothlorien heroes. I'd mix your warbands up. There's no point having all the Citadel Guard in one warband because the fight 6 is that warband. Split them up and you'll have more flexibility. I think mixing your warbands a bit is my recommendation. But yeah, the Haldir's Elves are beautiful, beautiful models.
Yeah, they are. They're really, really nice. So next up we've got Jorrit Friend. He's put, Dear James, Holland is just a province of the Netherlands. I do know that, but we do have a habit in the UK of calling the Netherlands Holland.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know where that comes from. I think I guess people around the world call the UK or Great Britain England
Yeah.
a lot, which is very fair on the Scots and the Welsh and the Northern Irish.
The Scots will be gone soon. The Welsh will soon follow.
Well, it sounds like Northern England's going with the Scots as well, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, there's that. Have you seen that thing on Facebook?
Yeah, I thought one of my clients had commented. It said check my client's name.
On change.org, like, there's a petition going around for the North to secede to Scotland.
It's not going to happen.
It's got 6,000 signatures. It's like, no.
No.
As much as sort of political views aside, I'm not a fan of the Tories as much, but I wouldn't go with Scotland because it just taxes heavily to pay for their own universities.
Indeed.
Purple banner's going to drop down this.
I'm with you. I'm on the red.
Red.
We're team red.
We've got no choice in Manchester.
And he's put cheers for the Netherlands. Oh no, he's put cheers
Cheers from Holland.
Yeah, it's like calling Rohan the Westmark. Yeah. What is your opinion on the Dwim Lake as a Nazgul? He's very good.
He's very, very good. He's
very
a
annoying.
pain in the
He's annoying. He's annoying to play against. However, he goes down quite easy.
He can go down to the smallest thing. An arrow, a lucky arrow can kill him.
An arrow to the knee.
Arrow to the knee will kill him. Yeah. I used to be a Nazgul like you. I took an arrow to the knee. That's what it says. Sauron HQ.
Yeah. Cheers from the Netherlands. Jorrit Vren, pronounced as friend. Oh, it's just a translation. Okay, so Jorrit Friend.
Correct, friend.
Good stuff. So next up we've got Robert Canavan.
Robert Caravan. He says, could you guys do a video on basing techniques?
We've got two on the channel.
And then David Waker's jumped in and said, wow, bam! We've already got 2 videos on basing. One from James, one from Damien.
I'd definitely recommend my one. No, they're both. It's quite interesting actually. They're not that dissimilar in terms of technique,
Okay.
but they are different.
Thomas Donahue says, greetings, Melon. Melon.
Friends. Friends is the plural, isn't it? Melon.
Thanks for answering my last question about the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies. James, whenever you make it down this way to visit some Anglo-Saxon sites, I'll definitely be up for a bat rep.
Been invited to Sutton Hoo.
Ah, cool.
You want to come?
The battery. Depends when. Anglo-Saxon sites, I hardly get to play at all these days, unfortunately. I think the whole Legolas Ithilien deal from last week was that Legolas got to set up an elf colony there after the War of the Ring.
Cool.
Continuing with the loop, having only really experienced SVG scenario play, I'm a little confused about warband rules. I understand that you must have a hero and up to 12 warriors to form a warband, but what about more unusual troops, such as monsters? In theory, could you have a hero leading 12 cave trolls, for example?
Yes.
Yes, you could. Continuing that theme, do you have any suggestions on how to expand the Goblin army from the Escape from Goblin Town box set? What are their weak points and how could these be addressed? Thanks again and happy strategy battle gaming from the UK.
Don't overcomplicate the warband rules. Lots of people do this. They do it with cavalry, they do it with monsters.
So the cavalry, so they must be having 6 only in there or something. Yeah, just if it's a warrior, it counts as 1. Yes, it only counts as 1, except for Mummock, that's a hero.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That's the definitive answer to that. And then the next part was.
It would be hard.
I've forgotten.
I forgot.
The Escape from Goblin Town.
Oh, it's
so
to expand them.
Some people get the 3 trolls, don't they?
Lots of Goblin Town warriors are needed. More of them. Yeah, the 3 trolls, and then if you want to go competitive, you take Shadow Lord and a Shaman. Moria Goblin Shaman.
Moria Goblin Shaman. Yeah.
Throws up in mouth.
Didn't the winner of Stockport, Chris Murphy, take that?
He did. He had 2 Naz. Yeah, the Witch King, Baby Nazgul.
Witch King with Goblin Town's really good as well. I've played against that and it's horrible.
Witch King, Baby Nazgul, Goblin King, Grinner, Goblin Captain, Scribe. Or maybe it's Goblin Captain, there's a Moria Goblin Captain and a Moria Goblin Shaman. And he had like a Gundabad Shaman as well. He had loads of little tiny heroes.
He did have Gundabad Shaman, yeah, because he did Shatter. It's a horrible spell.
Great spell.
It's a horrible spell.
It is a horrible
for horrible people.
Yeah.
It's awful.
You just sat well with a Wraith and then, well, 3+, you -1/-1 for the rest of the game.
Oh.
Grim, isn't it?
So grim.
If you get it on if you get it on a wizard, that's his staff gone.
Oh,
cheap staff of power getting rid of.
It's awful. It's awful. So yeah, they can be competitive, Goblin Town. Getting some magic in there, getting like a Wraith is a good thing to do. The trolls with them work quite well because even though the trolls are expensive, because the rest of your army is quite cheap, they're really tough to take down. And you all of a sudden you've got to have that choice.
I try not to bother with the trolls.
That's what you do though. You ignore them, don't you?
Just go kill the troops. I'll break them. They'll run away, and they don't run away, and you cry a little bit inside.
Exactly. So no, they are good, and good luck with that. Next up, we've got Luke Cocciardi. He's put, "Hey guys, my last name is a bit of a tricky one. It's pronounced Cocciardi." It is a tricky one. I did have to think about that. Legolas settled in Ithilien with a few of his Wood Elf brethren before leaving for the Undying Lands. Thank you everybody for making me feel completely ignorant last week. Like, oh God, why would Legolas be in an Ithilien list?
I think it's definitely going to become a running thing for me. Just so you know, James, Legolas set up a colony in Ithilien.
I'll have to do like my own FAQ video, like just so that you know I didn't know that. So this week's question is: in your hobby blogs, you could do a little bit of painting on camera. I'm truly a horrible painter and would like to see how you paint highlights and the like. Thanks again, Luke. It's tough to do.
Oh, I couldn't do it. I've tried.
You tried it.
I've tried that. It doesn't work.
It's tough to do
because your camera, if you imagine you're painting, is sort of here or above sort of the model, and you got to hold it, and you can't do all the stuff that you want to do, and you got to constantly think where your hand is.
You don't realise where you hold your body when you paint. That's the thing, isn't it? So you're in such different positions all the time, like this, and if you've got to do it.
You can catch the lights, so
and you can't see the camera,
yeah.
So you can't see whether you're in shot and everything. It's just, it's tough. I would like to do some sort of basic things. I think how to paint red. You know, just little things that will get a good. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
That's the only colour I paint.
It's the only colour you can paint. I would like to try some of that at some point. I mean, it's content, isn't it? And if it helps people, it's good. It's content. So yeah, maybe we'll do that in the future. So next up, we've got Lewis Jackson.
Hi GBHL, I watch your videos all the time and check YouTube at least 5 times a day to see if anything has been uploaded. But anyway, to the question, do you or don't you think that the new elves should have a few more special units? For example, the new Merc would have a spearman, bowman and swordsman, but it isn't actually an upgrade for their defence.
Use a full stop. A few more special units? What, for new Mirkwood? I think Mirkwood is a well-rounded army.
Yes, it's up there, it's competitive.
Yeah, it's a good, well-rounded army. It's got a decent mixture of useful elites.
You got
some expensive stuff.
Fight 6 elites, bodyguard. It's not great, but it's there. You got some cheap defense 4, 5 elves, and you got 3 bows. Well, not 3 bows, but bows that don't need to obey the limit. They're good.
Yeah, good heroes.
Yeah.
The heroes in
all
list are really good. I think it's a very good list. I think it's a good list. I think if you're going to round out any of the new armies, you maybe round out your army of Thrall.
Oh yeah, army of Thrall maybe, yeah.
Evil as well. Evil needs some new stuff.
Evil needs something. They've got 2 troop choices for there.
Yeah, not great. Next up we've got Hobbit Tabletop Liga. Our friends in Germany. He's put, haha, 1, 2, 3. Excellent pronunciation, James. I counted to 9. I didn't even get to 10. I counted to 9. I can do 11 and 12. What's 10 in German?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Elf 12.
Elf 12. Remember Elf 12.
Elf 12.
He's put, I will teach you some German when we meet. That's a promise. Well, you're going to have to come over.
the one phrase that stuck in my head from GCSE German was "Ich habe keine Ahnung." I've no idea.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I remember it because I got asked in an exam. They asked me a bunch of questions. I was like, "Ich habe keine Ahnung." I don't know what you just told me. I have no idea.
Isn't language orals just the worst thing?
Sitting there with someone who's very fluent with the language, and they go, "Click, recording." Okay, off you go.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but in my French orals,
Yeah.
they're bearing in mind that I didn't do French when I was down south. I did Spanish, and when I moved up north, they didn't do Spanish unless you wanted to take it as an option.
Yeah.
So I was forced to do French. So to try and get me up to the right level, they put me in top set French, which was cruel. It was cruel because you had a bunch of these people who could speak French,
Yeah.
and then like I'd be there, and she'd actually get me. She'd say, "James, can you read that from page 5?" You have to stand up in front of a bunch of people. I've just moved from down south, by the way, so I'm an alien as it is. Most of the people up north thought I was an Australian, not from the same country. Like, where are you from? Australia? And I was like, nah, from London, mate. and yeah, so I'd have to get there and I'd be like, James Appel James, ça s'écrit G-R-M-A-S, j'ai mon nom. And it's a horrible moment when you're doing your orals, and you can see she's there like trying to like, she says it to me, and I'm like, je blah 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 blah. And she's trying to mouth it to me, and I'm like, and I'm trying to mouth back, just turn it round so I can see it, because it's the same kind of cheating.
Yeah.
Really, I know she wasn't cheating, just trying to sort of encourage me.
I always thought that. It's like, come on, it's just me and you in this room.
It's just me and you.
We both want me to do very well. So why don't you just let me have it out in front of me?
That's the problem with it, isn't it? Yeah. There's a ton of problems with doing oral exams. So yeah, teach me German when we meet. When will that be? Let me know. So next up we've got Craig Bass or Bass.
Bass, biscuit bass.
It's all about the bass.
Thanks for answering my question on the Astari. Can't wait to play again due to most of my models being in Wales at the moment.
What's your favourite Astari to play with?
Saruman the Wise.
Saruman the Wise?
I've not used him yet, but Saruman the Wise looks easy.
That was the question though.
Point and click. Are you ever going to show the Batman miniatures again? Because I started buying some of them due to my love of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought the Batman because I was like, I don't have to buy anything else because I just tank him up and then that's it. It's just one miniature. But we couldn't get the rules. But apparently they've been rewritten.
Rewritten for English, yeah. But I've not looked at it since. Loads of releases coming out. I'm still a member of the Batman group, and loads of stuff's coming out for it.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff.
There's loads of Marvel miniatures that have come out, and I want to play Marvel.
Yeah?
But there's no rule set for it.
Okay. Well, I think there's a guy here called Tony Moore who plays it a lot. I might try and sneak again to get him to teach me and then
Get him
do
to-
a quick back rep.
He's got really nice painted armies as well. Use his stuff.
Use his stuff. Use his stuff. Okay, so next question is
Hajman.
Hajman.
Who's got a problem with my gaming? Hajman.
You are an awful person to play. I saw that. I love the fact that we all got that. You know, that Damien went on there and go, oh, I think you missed the point there. You know, it was all in good fun. You went on there and go, no, we're all friends around that table. And I'm like, finally, GBHL Jamie's been found out. His awful play style. Boom.
Boom. Dead. Take him off.
Yeah, that's all banter between friends. You know, he does do that in normal games as well. Actually.
What, dead? I said dead, take him off.
You do say that, yeah, but you're not horrible to people. You're actually a very sporting opponent. You've won best sporting before,
Once,
haven't you?
yeah.
Once, yeah.
Some reason.
I've won it twice. I'm one of the only. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it happened in Huddersfield.
No. That's why I won it as well. I just feel. I think it's rigged. So we talk about it. On
Cheers,
the
JT. Cheers. Great stuff. Hajman's, but first, 2 questions. What do you think about the idea of creating a dungeon crawler minigame for SBG magazine? Think halfway between HeroQuest, Mordheim, and Zombicide.
That'd be quite cool.
That would be quite cool. Let's steal the idea and do it ourselves. And question 2: which hero makes you yawn figuratively for lack of originality in a list? Old Legolas, Brasku, or Erkenbrand?
Erkenbrand.
Well, they're all auto includes. That's what he's meaning. All of them. Brasku's the same. Brasku's a yawn. Erkenbrand's a yawn. Old Legolas is. But the reason why Legolas gets away with it a little bit is because he's in the movies and you like him.
Yeah.
so you know he's really cool. So as a result, you kind of like, it's okay, you're an auto include because you're in the movies. But Erkenbrand and Brascu aren't.
They're just there for rules.
They're just there for rules. So yeah.
I thought you said this would be a quick one.
There's 23 questions. That's what it said. It said 23 questions.
Like
what are we on? What? I did this quicker when I did this on my own.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to it for now.
Next up, we got Semp the Great.
Semp the Great, he says.
Semp the Great?
Yeah.
What? Look again. He's back.
Son. Holy smokes, a question from Son. Hey J&J, if I were to come to the next destination of Stockport, what army should I play? Fire away. Quinn Duggan says Numenor.
Numenor. Rohan.
How many points is it going to be? Quick.
I think it might be an escalation, so it starts off at low points and then goes to higher points value. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe sort of 350 and 700.
350 and 700.
I'm thinking that. What do you think?
1 dragon, 2 dragon. I will be in the ringer.
Jamie won't do that.
I will be a ringer. 1 dragon, 2 dragon.
So yeah, wait until that one before we say what I mean. And then finally,
Double
we are on the
dragon,
final
you
one.
should take double dragon to the tournament.
350 points gets you a dragon with
Top high fly.
Top high dump fly?
250 base.
What upgrades have you got for this double tournament? Because that's 800, that's 400, isn't it? Have you?
Yeah, so you've got the dragon with 2, dragon with 2, and they've both got to have a hero that's under 100 points with them, so that's 50 points is spent on it.
What hero?
What's so they're the secrets?
Oh!
That's where the secrets are happening. Because we wanted 2 bat swarms, but they wouldn't let us because you need a hero. And we're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take 2 bat swarms and drop 15 points.
Unbelievable behaviour. You're both evil when you get together, really, aren't you? Okay, so Brad Dye Hipster. Last question of this week's Speak Friendly question, so about the right kind of them. He's put, hey guys, what are your thoughts on Warlord games? Would you ever try out some historics?
Yes.
Have you tried any Warlord games historics like Hail Caesar? Apparently Hail Caesar's a very good game. Have you played that?
No.
Have you got any of it?
No, surprisingly.
What?
Although I think you can use saga stuff.
Yeah, historicals all bounce around between each other. There's no like, this is Warlord games, you must use Warlord figures for this one. It's like, this is Warlord games, you may use figures that fit the theme.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Right, well...
That's what I quite like about a historical game. You're not forced to buy certain companies.
Yeah.
You can buy what looks cool.
Yeah, it makes it a hard market to sort of go into, really, from a model maker point of view or from
I've got
gaming
this.
system point of view.
Yeah, well, they can get cheaper over there.
Yeah. Well, look at everything we picked up at Selwick, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we want to try Saga. And apparently Hail Caesar's a really good game, but I think that's a mass game, isn't it? There's like loads and loads and loads of things.
I'd still like to play it, but I'd have to be with someone else who's got an army and can do an intro game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and buy the models.
Well, so that is the end of this week's Speak Friendly question. It's been good, Jamie. I've enjoyed doing it with you again. It's been good fun. Fingers crossed for next week. What are you like next Thursday?
I think I'm off Thursday.
That's great news. Should we try and do loads?
Yeah.
If you're off, I might even try and get it off. I'm not very well at the moment. Maybe I'll ask one of the lads to put for us.
There's I'm not sure if it's I'm pretty sure I'm off Thursday and Friday, but I could be in Thursday or Friday in preparation for the tournament.
Have you got rocks?
Is the tournament next weekend?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. It'll be the...
We're playing Guild Ball, aren't we?
Yeah.
They're playing Guild Ball. Yeah, Jamie can't meet with me because he's spending all this time playing Guild Ball with Jay. However, it is being recorded, which is the good thing. Which is a good thing. So, guys, it's been great as always. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Support your hobby, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. With Stephen Crow, you need to learn this. Terrible person.
Why has he messed it up?
Every single time, it's like, I don't know.
He's doing that on purpose. He does know. He does know. He thinks he's being funny, doesn't he?
It's not big and it's not common.
You know,
He's not big and he's not
your
funny.
jokes might work in the WI, mate, but you know what I mean? He's not to defend himself. I love it. Support your hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming.
Yeah, it's the wrong way round, but it still works.
We got there, we did all the bits.